Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be doing a high-end versus drugstore video. I recently ordered this beauty, which is the Makeup Revolution Reloaded Iconic Division palette, and this is supposed to be a dupe of the SUBCULTURE. I had to buy it, I had to test it out. So this is what I've been doing. So one side is high-end and one side is drugstore. Is this palette, so I'm not going to tell you which side until you actually continue watching the video, because I'm super happy with this look. I think it's really good, and I did want to film the intro with my full face already done, so normally I don't do that, I know. I'm very happy. Another couple of side notes I just want to update you. I've got new setup for filming, so I've just bought some actual like softbox lights, so like I'm like really warm under the heat that I'm not used to, but I'm sure I'll get used to them at some point. Another big thing, I got tattoos again. I love my tattoos so much. They're still like in the healing process, so they look a bit scabby, but like they're so pretty. So this one says soft hearts and this one says electric soul, which is a lyric from a Panic at the Disco song called House of Memories. I just thought that would just make such a really cute like tattoo idea for my inner elbows. So, but they do look really grim at the minute just because they're all scabby, so they're just healing. Anyway, that's my little update. I'm going to stop rambling. So if you want to see my first impressions of this palette and the comparison to this palette, then keep on watching. Let's get into it. So I'm going to start with the palette. Obviously I've done the rest of my face, and these are the suspects. We have the Anastasia Beverly Hills SUBCULTURE palette, which is £41, and then we have the Makeup Revolution Reloaded Iconic Division palette, which is £4. Major difference. So I'm going to take the like little safety wrapper off this one. Oh my gosh, they're literally identical. Okay, so I'm going to use the Anastasia on this side and then the Makeup Revolution on this side. So let's get started. And in between like applications, I'm going to use this, which is the Bot Brush Cleaner from Freedom, so to make sure that it's not biased. So I'm going to start with my usual base. I'll try and zoom you in. There we go. I'm going to start with my usual base, which is the Maybelline Colour Tattoo in Creme de Rose. This is my absolute fave. That with just my face powder. It's a Rimmel Stay Matte. I never used to set my cream primer, but now I always do. So I'm going to start with this brush, which is from Real Techniques. It's the Domed Shadow Brush, and I'm going to get started. So I'll start with the Makeup Revolution side. Actually no, I'm going to use the SUBCULTURE on this side because I do want to start with the SUBCULTURE so I can compare. So I'm going to take the shade Dawn, which is this one. Here it's just like a really pretty transition, and obviously this is quite powdery, but I don't actually mind it. I just love this palette. So I'm just going to pop that in my crease. Take the shade in the Makeup Revolution palette, which is this one, the corresponding shade. What I like is the shades are all in order as well, so quite nice. I think I'm feeling like a greenish look today, so I think that's what I'm going to go with. And it's not as dusty and fallouty as the other, but I do feel like it's taking a little bit more building up, but I don't mind that because the price difference is crazy. I'm going to take one of my trusty E3 brushes from MUA, and I'm just going to blend both the edges out. Not with this one because that's got black shadow on it. Let's grab another of my trusty E3 brushes, which not that one. Blend of the Makeup Revolution one, it's really nice. So now I'm going to take the shade, probably Mercury, which is this like greyish one. I'll place that on the outer corner, well in my crease, sorry should I say. It's the Makeup Revolution one, which is this one. Pick more on the MUA, on the Makeup Revolution one, because it's like not as dusty, if that makes sense. Like I feel like I can go in a little bit harder like I normally would. they look like identical. One eye does differ from the other in terms of how it applies. It always does. I don't know why. I'm going to go into the shade Destiny, which is this colour here. It's like a really pretty khaki shade. Again, it's super dusty, but like, we already know this is not new news. Go cool toned on my eyes, but you know what, I'm probably going to put that mustard underneath because I know what I'm like, and I know that the rest of my makeup is done, and I don't have a lipstick on, but let's just ignore that. And now I'm going to go into the Makeup Revolution palette, which is this shade here. These don't have shade names, which is a bit of a disappointment, but it's fine. Aren't as pigmented, which I expected, but they are performing like really well. This one you can tell is definitely darker than this one, but I'm not mad because this palette is £4 instead of 41, so you know. I feel like Makeup Revolution are like really upping their game in terms of like how good quality their shadows are, because like recently the ones I've tried, so like the newest chocolate bar palettes and the soft palette have all been absolutely incredible quality, and this feels the same, which is nice. And I'm finding that the Makeup Revolution one is much easier to blend. I do get why people hate the Subculture now, because I've never had an issue with it not blending, but I think that's because I've just been using it on its own, as in on both eyes, and now I'm like comparing it to something else. I feel like it's not blending as nice. It's not like fluffing out as well. Like this one patch here is driving me absolutely nuts. I'm now going to go in with shimmers, and then I will deepen up the crease. I'm going to take my flat brush again. Because I'm feeling this green look, I'm going to go for this kind of green shade in the middle, which is shimmer. In the Subculture it's called Electric, which is this one here. I dry first and see how I get on. See, I've just felt it all on my face. It's like a really pretty colour though. It's just super crumbly. Take the brush that I use for my crease, and I'm just gonna brush that through, just to kind of blend those edges out before I go in with my actual blending brush. But I didn't have to setting spray that colour, which I'm quite happy with. So I'm going to go in with the green shade from this palette on the other eye, and straight away I can notice a difference in texture. It's really not as crumbly. I'm impressed. This one, it's not quite as like foiled, but it's like almost there. More glittery, like I'm getting more like flyaway. But I haven't felt it fall onto my face, which is nice. There's a little bit more building up, but again, I expected that because obviously it's not going to be the same like in terms of quality. I'm just going to blend that out. Shade, I feel like it's definitely more kind of sparkly on the Subculture side. I just think it looks better. But the Makeup Revolution one did not come to play around, you know. This is really pretty. The colour is pretty much exactly the same. I'm going to go in with my crease brush again, and I'm going to go into this colour here, but obviously I'm going to start with the Subculture side, which will be Untamed, which is this colour here. Oh, I've just taken a chunk out of Axis with my nail. Great. I'm just going to join it up. I'm just going to kind of take it onto my outer V as well as through my crease. I go into the Makeup Revolution one, which is this colour here. With the Makeup Revolution one, I've got more control over the shadow because they aren't as pigmented, if that makes sense. Like sometimes it's a good thing. I'm going to blend the edges out. Just notice as I'm like blending this out is I do have fallout on both sides, but on the Makeup Revolution side I couldn't feel it, whereas on the Subculture side I could feel it, but I'd say there's just as much fallout on either side, to be honest. This one has been a little bit harder to blend, but it's nothing major from like what I've heard. So Makeup Revolution palette has one more colour. Wow, okay. I'm going to go into a little bit of this one just to warm it up. This is called Rowdy. It's like a really dark, like burgundy kind of shade. I'm just going to add that on the very outer V. I'm not going to add any more than that because I don't need to. And in this one it is this shade. This shade is extra, so this palette has 15 shadows, whereas this one has 14. Obviously it's not an exact dupe because obviously if it was they would put 14 colours in. But I'm not mad at it. It's just added a little bit more warmth, I guess. After my inner corner, I'm going to take the other end of my little brush and I'm going to go in with this white colour. Culture, it's called Cube. It's got like a really pretty pink like iridescence in it, so I'm just going to put some of that on my inner corner. Really quick clean, and then I'm going to go in with the Makeup Revolution side. Go in multiple times with the Makeup Revolution side, but it does pretty much the same thing, so I'm just going to give that a really quick blend. I'm going to go on my lower lash line. So in the Subculture I'm going to go with Edge, which is this mustard colour. I'm dying to put some yellow on to kind of match my top. I think I picked up too much there. Did you see that? You can't see that, but anyway, loads is flying off. So I'm just going to pop this on my lower lash line. With the Makeup Revolution side, which is this colour. What I like about this is it's so easy to spot the same colours. Like I don't even have to think about it because they're pretty much arranged in the same place as well. Immediately I can tell that this isn't as pigmented. Blend that out. I hate blending my under eye as well, it's the worst. And then I'm just going to take a tad of this orange colour and this one, and I'm going to start with the Makeup Revolution side just because then I won't have to spot clean my brush. Go with New Wave in this one and just pop that on the very outer edge of my lower lash line. So I'm just going to grab a fluffy brush and I'm going to dust away all the fallout, see if it goes away without biting me. That's the eye look. So I'm just going to put on some lashes, not lashes, I'm going to put on some liner and mascara and then I will be right back. Okay, so this is the completed look. I'm so impressed. Like, I think it looks really good, and yes, I know I've gone for a bold eye and a bold lip, but I really wanted to wear this grey lip, so that's what I'm going to do. So, final verdict. What do we think? This is quite hard for me because I found like pros and cons with both. So for the Subculture, the pro is the pigment. It's just there as soon as you do it. I don't mind the powderiness, I can kind of look past that and it doesn't bother me so much, but I can see why it would bother some people. I think obviously the packaging on this one is much nicer, but I'm trying not to go for the looks. And I just think, yeah, these are super more pigmented, but the cons to this one is it's like too pigmented, as in you don't have much control with it. Like if you mess up, that's it. Like you have to try and fix it somehow, and that's really difficult. Whereas with the Makeup Revolution one, because it's not as pigmented, you've got a little bit more control. You can blend them easier. They just, obviously they build up better, so it's not like a bam bam thank you ma'am with the straight away pigment is there. It's more like a nice build up, so if you do mess up it's easier to correct with the Makeup Revolution one. So the Makeup Revolution one isn't as pigmented, but again I don't mind that, it is more control, which I appreciate. So yeah, pros and cons to both. Definitely the price is a massive pro for this one. In conclusion, I do prefer my Subculture because of the pigment and how good it performs. I've gotten very used to high-end makeup items, which is probably why I'm a bit more biased to like this one more. But Makeup Revolution like slayed the game with this one. Like, this is amazing. I would not tell you to go buy this one. I would tell you to go buy this one because it does such a good job, and if you love the colour arrangement of this, definitely get this. It is like crazy cheaper than the actual one, and to be honest, the shadows were really good. Like, obviously I'm comparing it to this one, which I absolutely love, and the pigmentation is like so good, but yeah, this is such a good option. Like, the pigment is not playing around, it's still super pigmented. So say I was comparing this to maybe my Urban Decay shadows, or my maybe Jeffree Star even, I think that these would be serious contenders, but because this is super pigmented, this makes this look like zero pigmented, when it's not. It's really nicely pigmented, it's really good. So yeah, 100% recommend this. This is incredible. It's the Reloaded Iconic Division palette, £4, you cannot beat it whatsoever. This is amazing. Really glad I got all 4 now, because I'm really happy with the quality of these shadows. Obviously the packaging's not that nice, but I do like that you can see what's in it, which I do appreciate a lot. I wish there was a mirror, but obviously I've got my little magic wand mirror now, so that doesn't particularly bother me. So yeah, this is incredible. Do not go out and spend your money on this, because you do not need this when you have this really good alternative. So that's all I'm gonna say. That's all I'm gonna say. So let me know down in the comments what you think of this eye look. If you have either palette, what you think of them, what you thought of the video. Just let me know, because I would love to know. Please do get a big thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and I really hope that you like my new setup and my new lights and everything. If you're hoping that you like the new kind of setup, I'm definitely feeling the new improvement of lighting. I think it's really nice. Subscribe down below if you want to see more of me and my videos. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye!